What's going on, shady people? ShadyPenguinn here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different because last night I was up super late with my friend Phil, Majin Phil, and we were going through a binder of old cards that he picked up for a very good price and ended up having some nutty things in it. And if his video's live, I'm going to link it in the description. But today it's kind of inspired me. Well, one, just so you know, later on in the video, we will be opening up Shiny Star V because I can't really upload a video on this channel without cracking some packs. It's just my own personal rule of thumb. I want to stick to it for the lifetime of this channel. Today, I want to talk to you guys about Pokemon card prices and finding out what your prices are. Should you get into collecting? Should you get into flipping? All that fun stuff, because it is easily the #1 question I get on every single upload. And I'm okay with that because it means that there's new people coming into the hobby. But the #1 question I get is, Shady, how do you figure out the prices for your cards? Because I always have the values pop up for cards, and I kind of want to go through that from the ground up with you guys today. So when it comes to regular openings, when we're just cracking modern sets of Pokemon, the #1 place you're going to want to go is tcgplayer.com. That is where I get all of my prices if I can. Now, when we look at something like Shiny Star V here, I don't think this is listed on TCG Player. So I go to ebay.com and I go to completed listings. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so here I am on tcgplayer.com. This is the website that I'm talking about. We're not sponsored by them at all, but they're just the best resource that I know of. Let's say I want to look up this Shiny Mewtwo GX. All I'm going to do is type in the search bar, Shiny. I'm not going to type in Shiny because that's not the actual name of the card. So we're just going to go Mewtwo GX. And bam, we get all types of listings. We can see here right on the front, as low as $49.99 and the market price is $55. So I'm going to click on it and we're going to see, okay, there's one for sale right now for $50. If you scroll down here, you're going to see that it is a moderately played holo foil for $50, then a near mint foil for $53. So we know that that's near mint. I never played with it. So I would actually say that that's $53 right now. That's just a really quick way of doing it. It's an accurate price because it's someone for sale. However, if you want to get even more accurate, you can go to eBay. So once you're on eBay, you're going to have to do a little bit more being more precise. So if we do Mewtwo GX Shiny, we're going to see this come up here right now. Someone can purchase this right now for $50. So that's our new price point is, hey, if I can purchase this right now, and if this is a near mint listing, which it looks pretty minty to me, it looks really minty. So that for me, I would say that, yeah, $50 is our new price point because it's readily available as a buy it now. If you want to get even more into it, you're going to scroll down on the left-hand side. You're going to see some options to show only types of listings. Whenever I'm looking for prices, I go to completed items. This is what I want to see. We can see, oh my gosh, that someone from the UK just paid over $100 with shipping to get this shiny full art. So that was on December 9th. That was today. I don't understand. I can't tell you why, but that's the case. Maybe it's even more minty. We can see another one sold for 60, another one sold for 51. These are all happening within the past couple of days. You'll see the date right here, December 8th. I'm recording this on December 9th, hopefully uploading it on December 9th as well. So this is going to be the best way to find prices for modern cards. This is what I do for my videos. Whenever that price pops up for a card, that's what I'm doing. Now, let's say you're digging through your old childhood collection and you come across these beautiful cards. You come across a base set Venusaur, a base set Charizard, and a shadowless Blastoise. How are you going to determine what the price of this is going to be? Well, the biggest factor is going to be how much it's been played. Let's start with the Venusaur here. Let's push these guys over to the side and let's get a nice focus in on this Venusaur. So these are actually my brother-in-law's. He found them in his parents' house. And he literally had these when we were kids because we've known each other for almost our whole lives. But we can see this Venusaur is actually his most minty. There is a bit of dirt on it though, and it's got even a crease now that I'm seeing down here. I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera. There is a little bit of a crease, so it's not as minty as we had originally thought. But when it comes to these type of cards and trying to figure out the value, there's PSA and Beckett that will grade these cards for you. Right now, PSA is backed up. Anything you send off is going to take you a year to get back, most likely. You might as well assume it's going to be a year. But what you can do is once you kind of guesstimate the value of your card, you need to know that PSA grades on 4 different variables. You have the surface, which is going to include all the scratching and what have you that happens in the foiling. You have the corners, you have the edging, and then you have centering. So centering is the easiest one that everyone will always comment on because it's pretty obvious when it's good or bad centering. We can see the centering is a little thick on the right and a little thick on top. So it might still be in the 60-40 range, but I don't think so actually because it's 2 of them. We can see on the back, the centering is a bit better, but you can see all this edging right? You can see all this edge is just destroyed on this card, which makes sense. We were kids when we had these, right? So it's not in the best condition. Let's assume that this would be a 5, right? Let's just say, hey, this is a 5. How am I gonna find the value of a PSA 5 Venusaur? Because I don't know if it would go much lower than that. What you can do is you can hop on over to this website. So this website, PokemonPrice.com, is an absolutely beautiful resource for collectors. We can go to sets right here. We can go to base set. And what this website actually does is it pulls real sales, kind of like we were doing on eBay for completed listings. This pulls real sales right away. Now I use this for vintage stuff, but I actually think there's a chance that you could just use this for everything. Oh yeah, it goes all the way up to Champion's Path right now. So you can use this. We could have actually just gone to Hidden Fates and checked out the Mewtwo. So this website is even more important than I had thought. We can go here and we can look for a Venusaur. This is not shadowless. It is a Venusaur Hollow, non-first edition. This price that you'll see on the right-hand side is going to be the last known sale of a PSA 10. So the last known sale of a PSA 10 was over $2,300. We can see an 8 was $355. So once you guesstimate your grade, you can go ahead and look for the last known sale of that. The last 4 sold for $117. So this, I would assume that this Venusaur here is at least $100. And that's the basic process of finding prices. Now, obviously you don't know what grade you're gonna get until you send it in, but this is a good way to say, hey, is it worth sending it in? Am I gonna get a return on my investment? Because it does cost money to send in cards. You can have a membership on PSA, and then you have to pay per card, and then you have to insure the card based on the value and the grade that it gets for when it comes back to you. So there's money that you're gonna sink into it. All in all, I would pretty much say that for me, if I don't think a card is going to be at least an 8, I'm personally not going to send it off to PSA. I don't even want them grading it and then paying for insurance and all that stuff. If it's not an 8, then I don't want it. Unless I'm trying to be the only person with a PSA 1 Venusaur, which I think there are too many. Look at that. PSA 2, if you're shooting for PSA 2, you can be in the low pop, baby, low population. This population report just means how many of this card has existed for PSA. So there's a total of 447 PSA 10s for this Venusaur. And even though the picture shows a first edition stamp, it's not first edition. We clicked on the regular Venusaur Hollow, go by the title, not by the picture. So let's go ahead and just for funsies, let's take a look at this Charizard, because obviously Charizard is the big papa, right? Charizard is the big papa. But we can see that this one has a lot of wear and tear. I mean, there's dirt along the top. This bottom corner is actually coming up. This is borderline territory to be a 3. Oh my gosh, yeah, look at this. This might just be a 2 or a 1. But what's really interesting is the last Charizard 1 did sell for some money. Well, I should say the last Charizard first edition PSA 1 sold for some money. However, we can see Charizard, this is the regular Charizard Hollow, not first edition. There's 334 PSA 1s. And let's see when the last one sold and what it sold for. So you're just gonna go through these pages. Boom, right here. The last one sold for 250 bucks. So as long as this Charizard got a 1, you'd be like, hey, I got a couple $100 here. Nice. And I think it could potentially get a 2. I think it could potentially get a 2. It's not like it's creased and folded over as I throw the card. It's not like it's creased and folded over, but that's it. That's how you would go about kind of guesstimating your vintage prices, what have you. Why don't we crack some packs, and then we're gonna talk more about collecting. So I just wanted to crack a couple packs of Shiny Star V while we go ahead and talk about collecting, because this is a perfect example, right? Some people really don't like Japanese cards. They're not a fan of them for whatever reason. They just want English cards. Even though the Japanese cards, especially for Shiny Star V, they do hold some value. And that's something that I believe in personally, that, you know, just because something is valuable or just because something is not as valuable in the market doesn't mean you shouldn't be excited to collect it. If it's something you like, you should collect it. A perfect example of that is actually this back card right here. This Hatterene, I believe is your name, or Haten is the first one, Hatterene and then Hatterene. I don't remember. Whatever.
You stupid.
I love this foiling, right? But these cards are not worth too much, but I'm really enjoying collecting these and putting them in a binder. Like, look at that. How cool is that foiling? So I personally love it, despite the fact they're not super high value. We have a Centiskorch V here. Centiskorch V, the price will be on the screen. It's not too heavy of a hit. But I really do believe when it comes to collecting, there are some people that really just are all about value. And obviously on this channel, we love value. We love Value Town. We do love going plus. But one of the biggest things that I'm picking up right now is the Score Dragon Ball Z card game. Oh, this is a God pack! No way! Talking about not having value, and we pull a God pack? Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. All right, let's talk about some value. Hold that. Hold my beer. Hold my beer. We have ourselves our first shiny out the front. Oh my goodness. We have a Toxel shiny looking adorable as well. There's going to be prices galore right now. I'm going to be doing some eBay searching. We have a Swanna shiny. That's actually pretty cool. Look at that foiling, dude. I love that. Look at that. That looks so sick. That looks so sick. We have a Darumaka, Galarian Darumaka shiny. Wow. We really just popped off in this video. I was not expecting this at all. Oh, we got a shiny Rowlet. This thing is adorable. He's so furious. He is so angry with you. Oh my goodness. All right, let's see if we can pop off with the Charizard. We have, a shiny Galarian Zigzagoon. Wow. Getting a God Pack helps your binder so much. Like an insane amount. This is crazy. Then we're gonna see, a shiny Stonejourner as well. Shiny Stonejourner. We really just cracked a God Pack just when we were casually opening packs. Are you serious? We have the shiny Lapras V. This is definitely a nice, beautiful hit. Absolutely beautiful hit. Wow. Wow. And then we have the Rillaboom V. This is the shiny. Remember, this is one where this is my dupe. I think I have one of these already. Where I was like, is this shiny? I don't really know. And it was shiny. And then our last card in the pack is a full art shiny Dragon Ghost. I literally, for some reason, I know it's Droppy. I literally don't know. Dracloak? Help! Somebody! Dracloak is the middle one. Dragapult! I saw the catapults on its head. Shiny VMAX Look at that swirl, bro. Wow, these foils are so nice. So that pack is an insane value pack. Absolutely insane value pack. This could end up being over $50, which is like, these packs are $10 a pop right now. So that's going insanely plus. But you know, it's not all about value, but value is super nice. As I was saying, I'm currently collecting, should I even open another pack? I can't even open another pack. I'm currently collecting sealed Dragon Ball Z score product. And I could go ahead, for example, I could take this pack right here. This is a base set first edition Venusaur pack. Now this one is heavy. So a heavy Venusaur pack, when you're looking at other Pokemon memorabilia and you want to find prices, the best place you're going to go is going to be eBay. You're going to want to go to eBay. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and search for Pokemon base set first edition heavy. And we're going to see if we can see some booster packs. Okay, we don't see any booster packs. So let's type in the word booster here and see what we got. Anything I remember. Okay, so for example, look at this. I think this is crazy. I don't know if this is accurate, but we can see right now for sale, and there's a lot of people watching. There is a heavy shadowless. So this is a first edition. All first edition base set cards are shadowless. So get that out the gate and you're going to sound a lot smarter when you talk to collectors. Only say, is this shadowless if it's an unlimited card? Because all first editions are shadowless. But it's more SEO for the search, I guess. So we see here, this Charizard's listed for 40K. This Blastoise is listed for 40K. Probably the same seller, right? Probably the same seller. But then we can see here a long crimp base set pack, guaranteed shadowless. So not first edition. It's just shadowless, is listed right now for $9,000. And it's heavy. It's 21.1. That's pretty heavy. My heavies are 21.2 and 21.3, I think. I think they're all 21.2. So you can see right now, this is an item. This is a Pokemon item that is very hard to find sold. A heavy first edition base set pack. I think the general consensus right now, we can see one right here. Look, the last true sale of a heavy base set first edition Venusaur is $15,000. $15,000 is going to be, and that's what I think PokeRev actually kind of quoted his heavies at as well. So I actually own 3 of these. Well, I shouldn't say I own 3 of these, but I own I think it's 2 Venusaurs and 1 Blastoise. Technically, this is $45,000 worth of cards. Now, why am I saying this? I'm saying this because I know that one day I'm going to sell these. What I'm going to want to do is I actually have 4 light packs left. 4 light packs left, 3 Venusaurs and 1 Blastoise. I'm going to end up wanting to have an art set. So I'm going to want to keep 2, like a light Blastoise, a light Venusaur, and get my hands on a light Charizard pack. That's going to be the goal. I'm going to end up selling these 2 Venusaur lights someday, and I'm going to sell my heavy packs because for me, I don't think I can ever crack these. The only way I would crack one of these is if like for a milestone on the channel. Like if we happen to hit 100,000 subscribers super fast, maybe I can justify cracking a $15,000 pack, but it's just so hard for me as a family man. I know that I can sit on these, and in another 3 years, these might all be worth 50K each, because they're getting so rare. Base set first edition packs are getting so rare, and heavy, forget about it. Absolutely forget about it. So the whole reason I brought that up is because I can take one of these packs and I can pretty much finish my score collection. Like, I can probably get all the Dragon Ball Z sealed boxes for 15K. Maybe I'll miss one. If I take the Trunks Saga one out, then I could probably get all the rest that I'm missing for 15K. I already have the Android Saga Minty. So that being said, it's all going back to collect what you want. Even though this is going to appreciate much faster, and this is going to be so much more rare because the Pokemon Company is still making cards. Wizards of the Coast is still a phenomenal company that's crushing it. Score, I'm not too sure about, right? Like, I don't know if Score is still a fantastic company and if they're really making waves the way that Wizards of the Coast with D&D and Magic the Gathering are. So you have to collect what you love. I love Dragon Ball Z. I love Pokemon as well, but I really want to have sealed booster packs and sealed booster boxes of Dragon Ball Z in my collection and see how they appreciate. I don't think I'm going to sell these ever until they're at least 50K each. That's when I'm probably going to move these. So I would say in a couple of years, these will be worth 50K. If things keep going the way they are, maybe even next year. And I could see me maybe trading with someone that has Dragon Ball Z product. If they can give me like everything that I'm looking for one of these packs, I would probably do that. But that's a future Shady problem. So we talked about finding values. We talked about grading old cards and going through PSA. If you want to know more about sending to PSA in that process, I'm going to go ahead and link a very good video in the description for you guys to watch. I'm not going to make that because I've only sent PSA cards once and I still haven't gotten them back. So I don't have the full process. There are plenty of people that have broken it down and they have actually done it. And you're going to learn much better from them than from me. Why don't we go ahead and crack another pack, even though it's really hard to beat the God pack. Like, that was just the casual God pack in a video. I'm probably going to have to separate that God pack and make it its own video as well on the channel today, because there are some people that are not going to watch this because they're not interested in the topic. But I want people to see that God pack. I want them to see that God pack. Oh my goodness. So at the end of the day, when it comes to collecting, you really got to collect what you want to collect. You really got to go with what you love. We have a Zacian V as our V card for this pack, and then our Swirl is going to be a Meowth, which we actually already have. So I'm kind of bummed about that. We already have the Swirly Meowth. I know that because I have them in my binder. But, you know, you got to collect what you love. You know, don't let value. And then there's some people that want to get into card collecting just as a job, which I think is cool, because if you love cards and you want your job to be something you love, I think that's fine. I'm personally for it. I will tell you, like I mentioned in yesterday's video, if you didn't watch it, cracking boosters is not going to be the way. That's not going to be how you go ahead and have a flourishing business. Hey, we got a shiny Dragapult as I'm flourishing right now, literally flourishing by cracking packs. It's not going to be the way that you make money, right? Like, you're not going to make substantial income just by cracking packs. You need to either be doing, hey, we got the Centiskorch VMAX. You need to be doing YouTube and having ad rev on the side. You need to own a card shop and be selling cards. We have ourselves a gosh darn teenage Grookey. But the biggest way that you can work the market as a TCG, if you want to be in TCG for profit, you're going to want to flip, right? You're going to want to buy cheap, sell high. A perfect example of that is Phil's binder. Phil, last night, we were going through a binder that he paid $4,000 for that ended up having over $20,000 worth of cards in it. So he's not selling, he's keeping that, and he wants to give them this, he wants to sell them eventually maybe to someone he loves. So this is shiny. So everyone knows this is a shiny. He wants to go ahead and make sure he gets them into someone who's going to appreciate them and not just flip them as well. So with that in mind, wow, this Pokemon does not want to leave us alone. Nothing but Dragapults today. Honestly, crazy. And then we're going to see a Mr. Mime Galarian form. So you can do that. Being a flipper is going to be a much better way to make money if that's your goal. For me, I'm more about creating content and collecting. I don't want to just make money. I just want the hobby to sustain itself, which is a big reason why I started this channel. I really realized that I miss collecting cards so much. It's something that I want to do with my kids, and having a YouTube channel, having ad rev to eventually, you know, have me not spend thousands of dollars on videos. Hey, we got a punching Ditto. We've seen this card before. Without any sort of return, it's something that I wanted to stop. So that's why I wanted to make a YouTube channel for this collecting endeavor. That's going to be all our Shiny Star V for the day. So what did we learn? One, Shady has base set first edition booster packs, and he's holding on to them for a very long time. He's collecting Score Dragon Ball Z because he loves it, and it doesn't matter that it's not as valuable as old Pokemon cards. Two, if you do have old valuable Pokemon cards, go ahead and check their condition. Learn the centering, surface, corners, and edging. That's going to be the big four that PSA, I believe, and Beckett grades on that same standard. So you can kind of do a soft inspection. You can go ahead on eBay. We didn't do this, but you can go look up like a PSA 5 and see the condition of it. See the condition of the eBay pictures, and you can compare it to your card and say, hey, is this where I'm going to fall? Now I can see an actual value, and comparing to another card is going to be good. Now, it's not always going to be perfect. There's going to be days where the graders are more lenient. There's going to be great days when the graders are more strict. There are some people that have gotten grades back and then just said, no, I'll regrade this. And they regrade it and they get a higher score. So it can happen. It's not a perfect science. There's still human, I don't want to say error, but there's human influence involved in the grading system. But getting your old cards graded is going to drastically increase their value hand over fist, especially if you're looking at the big boys like Charizards and Blastoises and Venusaurs and all that fun stuff. Finally, don't crack packs if you're trying to make a profit. There's a reason why they can set. If you could crack this box, if you could crack a box of Shiny Star V and go plus every single time, they wouldn't be the price that they are. They would be a higher price. That's just how capitalism works, how supply and demand works. There's no reason why they would stay low. So don't think that that's going to be the way that you have a successful TCG business. Not that I have one, but I just know that from working very closely with other TCG businesses, both locally with shops that I've owned in the past and worked with, and then now shops that I'm currently working with just hand in hand. With that though, I hope you found this video enjoyable. I hope it was informative. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave them down below. I'll do my best to answer. I read all of your comments. You guys know that, but I think I covered pretty much what I wanted to talk about when it comes to, hey, collect what you want. If you want to find out prices, these are the best ways to go about it. I'm probably going to also reference that in the future videos because I always get those comments and I want to equip you guys with more information so that you can have a successful time collecting trading cards as well. The only thing I didn't really talk about was having these old vintage packs that are super, super valuable. How can you justify opening them, or how can you justify selling them? When do you sell them? If you hold on to them forever, do they really have that value that you're ascribing to them? So if I think that this is worth $50,000, but I can never sell it for $50,000, it's not actually worth $50,000. If the day comes where these packs are moving for 50K and I refuse to sell them and say, no, I'm going to wait till 75K, I'm going to have unrealized value. And it's okay. You can do that if you want, but I do think it's important for collectors. If you're like, hey, I bought this with the intent to sell it. Here's the price at which I'm going to sell it. If it doesn't come super quick and it takes a long time, but it does come, I'm going to sell it then, because otherwise it's just unrealized profit. You're just kind of sitting on it, doing nothing with it. And if that's what you want to do, eventually you can, but don't fool yourself into thinking that I'm going to sell it someday. Like I said, for me, I know that 2 of these packs I am never selling. It doesn't matter what they're worth. I'm never going to sell them unless I get into a really tough bind. I'm going to have a booster pack collection of every single WotC art. That is my goal with this channel. It's something I want to have so my goals for this channel as we collect together is going to be to get art sets for every WotC Pokemon set, and then to have the entire limited printing of the Dragon Ball Z Score booster box set, and then pack sets. Now, they didn't have as many art sets in the Score game, but I want to have loose packs as well in frames. But those are my goals that I have. Setting goals for your collections are really, really cool. And then, of course, I'm also choosing certain Pokemon sets like Vivid Voltage to collect in its entirety to have a master collection for myself. So set goals, enjoy the hobby. Don't spend more than you can. Please don't go into financial debt over cardboard. It's not worth it at all. Obviously, I'm investing into this channel. I say that as I spend like thousands of dollars on gambling boxes, but I'm investing into this channel in a strategic way. I think it's panning out. I think it will pan out in the future. I have faith in myself and in my content and in you lovely people that keep leaving likes on these videos and sharing them and subscribing. It's really heartwarming to see this actually going somewhere. With that, I do think I have finally covered everything I've wanted to talk about today. So hyped that we got a God Pack sandwiched into this video. Hopefully the information in here was sound. You guys, I have all the links in the description. I'll even link ebay.com, I guess, for you guys. But PokemonPrice.com is going to be the #1 resource. TCG Player is going to be an excellent, excellent resource to see live sales that are not going through eBay. And then, of course, eBay is going to be another way to check prices for you. With that, I'm going to get the hashtag out of here. Have yourselves a fantastic day, but above all else, keep it shady.